I just wanted to draw some dots together. We often get asked a lot of questions about local ag and why we did local ag. It has been a significant change. It's a significant change to our business model, and we don't you don't do those sorts of things lightly. I will. So we did years and years and years of planning behind local ag, and we're very aware of the trends going on in the industry and also some of the challenges we were facing internally, and why would a company as well established as Feed Central make such a big change? And so I want to have a business to business, person to person talk with you today about that, because we are getting those questions over the phone and so forth. So obviously we could see the big ag tech trend. There is no doubt the ag tech trend is here. It's on. There's no turning it off. While some of us are resisting it, me included, it is here, and there is no turning it off. We're also seeing the younger generation coming through. They're coming home from ag college. They're coming home from uni. They're coming home from a trade. They're coming home from high school, and they're totally connected with the tech. Um, we also knew that we were good at tech. We knew that the Feed Central platform was growing, and we had lots of experience, and we had really good resources within our team in the tech space. Great relationships with coders. The coders are essentially part of our team, have been for a very long time. We'd done the Feed Central tech thing for a long time. It was integrated into a part of our business. So when you're going through a business planning exercises, you're looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. And clearly one of our strengths was on that tech side of it. And we could see that the opportunity was in tech. Opportunity also very much in people. So our platform very much combines people and relationship and tech. We knew the Feed Central web platform was growing. Massive decision to shut down a successful platform and transition over to a new platform. We knew the Feed Central platform was growing, and internally we knew we were bottlenecked. Once you get to being able to sell, manage, do the contracts, do the receipt of payments, make payments to growers for around that 120,000 tons a year, the business is starting to get bottlenecks. New systems required, new processes required, more people required. And so we knew to grow past that 120,000 tons, we were going to need to considerably change the way we were doing things. Organizing trucks for 120,000 tons of hay a year, it's a lot of trucks. It's a lot of trucks to organize. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of weighbridge dockets. So we knew that we're reaching sort of a bottleneck period. The client feedback was also clear. The client feedback was that the clients they wanted to know what our fees were. They wanted to know where the dollar was being made. We were getting criticism for not a fully clear and functional system where everybody knew what the fees and charges were along the way. That feedback was coming through, and that's a key feature of the local ag system, where it's totally transparent. We also knew sellers wanted more control of the supply chain. Buyers and sellers want more control of the supply chain. A lot of growers have got trucks these days. A lot of growers have got one brother managing the farm, one brother managing the trucking fleet. Growers' businesses in the large scale grower businesses throughout southern Victoria, southern New South Wales, Victoria, for example. There's lots of people where essentially they've become not just a hay business, they've become a logistics business and a storage and warehousing business. And they've got trucks, they've got storage, they've got farms. So, and they're wanting more control over the supply chain. They're wanting their own trucks to do the work. They're wanting direct relationships with end users. But the thing we were very, very clearly seeing was that there's a lot of concern about payment. There's a lot of concern about payment. There's a lot of concern about inventory control. And there's a lot of concern about contract and contract management. There's still a lot of problems in our industry with buyers and sellers in the honouring of contracts. There's a lot of problems in our industry around payment and payment security. And so we wanted to bring together a new platform that did all of that. And that meant massive change for us and our team and our business model. The other big feature was that only about 7% of our listings satisfied the criteria of the buyer that Feed Central was servicing. So a number of things that happened over the 20 plus years of business with Feed Central, where Feed Central was increasingly servicing a large square bale market and a market that was predominantly looking for large square bales, preferably high density large square bales, preferably shedded, and preferably cereal, vetch, or lucerne, with a visual grade of an FC grade, an FCA grade or better, and a protein of 20% and an ME of 9, so or better. So our market was becoming increasingly specific about what they wanted, yet our listings were not matching. So our listings were basically 93% of our listings were not satisfying what our buyers wanted. Yet we knew that that 93% of the listings was selling. It was selling somewhere. We were selling a lot of it, but we weren't selling all of it. We were getting the feedback that I've paid your fees and charges, but you didn't sell my hay. And that was because the Feed Central platform had become very specific and was attracting a very specific type of buyer. So there was a lot in it, there was a lot of thought in it. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars spent and a massive investment in tech and people and marketing and so forth to change the business model to the business model that we changed it. Other key features were that the hay business is our business model is incredibly hay centric. We are absolute experts in hay, and we're really proud of that. But it's very boom and bust. So from a business model perspective, from a family looking towards the next generation, and you're looking at 99% of your business, we've got farms, we've got a hay business, and we've got other investments, but 99% of your portfolio is basically in the hay business, and it's very subject to the boom and bust cycles of the hay market. So LocalAg also was a business decision designed to give us some diversity in our income streams and diversity across our business operations. We very much have a hay first strategy, but LocalAg gives us the ability to add onto that. We also knew that most of our buyers and most of our sellers are very diversified. And subsequently, they were looking to do business with us in ways that wasn't just hay. And, we knew that we had the trust of clients. We knew that we had the reputation in the industry for paying our accounts and for doing things properly. And we knew that clients would be open to be doing business with us with different ways and different products to help with that boom bust cycle of hay. I also took an educated guess that and consulted extensively with the team, and we knew the team was ready. We knew the team was ready for a new adventure, and we knew the team was ready for a change. We've got incredible depth in our team now, with diversity and diversity in skill set, and so we knew that team was ready for change. We got people knocking on my door saying, "Hey, Tim, I want to talk to you about my career." And so we knew we had to change the business and grow the business to be able to keep up with this great quality team that was increasingly developing around us. And I personally was looking for the next challenge. Our team was looking for a challenge, and I personally was looking for a challenge, and we knew that we had the capacity to pull something else off. And we had a mission to fulfill. Most importantly, the Feed Central vision and mission for a long time has been, Feed Central vision is for the domestic fodder industry to satisfy the demands of end users 100% of the time. That's a massive vision. For the Feed Central vision is for the domestic fodder industry to satisfy the demands of end users 100% of the time. And our mission is to develop the commercial tools to allow that to happen. If you go back a couple of paragraphs in my talk today, you realize that Feed Central was becoming increasingly restricted. Our marketplace was increasingly becoming very niche. We weren't able to execute that vision and mission within the operating model of Feed Central. So we had to change. The team was ready, the business was ready, I was ready, the family was ready, and so we had to put a big investment into the change. And we wanted a new and so subsequently the vision for LocalAg developed. And the LocalAg vision was to take the best of Feed Central and create a trusted and transparent marketplace. And so every part of LocalAg lives and breathes the values of Feed Central. And every part of LocalAg is a direct from a direction of honoring and implementing the Feed Central vision of satisfying the demands of the customers and creating the commercial tools so that the industry can satisfy the demands of the domestic fodder industry. So there's been an enormous amount of planning going into this, and so where we are today, Feed Central is very much a quality assurance business. The Feed Central web marketplace, the Feed Central marketplace has been shut down and it's moved across to the LocalAg Marketplace. But Feed Central is very much positioned around becoming a full-scale quality assurance business for the fodder industry. We are committed to the vision of ensuring that the domestic fodder industry satisfies the demands of customers. Why is that important? That is important when we satisfy the demands of our customers, and I'm really passionate about this, we can grow the value and the volume of the fodder industry. We can't grow the value and the volume of the fodder industry when we put poor quality hay into an end user when they're expecting good quality hay. That leaves a bad taste in their mouth and they don't want to buy our product again. We don't want anything to do with that part of the fodder industry. We want everything to do with ensuring that our customer is satisfied, because that will lead to increased ex-farm value and volume for our suppliers, for our farmers that are growing hay in this country. So Feed Central is very much about the on-farm hay inspections. It's very much about the independent lab testing. We have had the commercial feed testing laboratory in our office here in Toowoomba for a very long time now, and that certainly continues. We're very much committed to the visual grading system. We know that the buyers and what we call the fuel gauge, where we're grading the hay, is very important to buyers. And there's more work to do with biosecurity issues, and there's more work to do with traceability, commodity vendor declarations, and there's more work to do in sharing the data and the information and the benchmarking opportunities around quality assurance of hay. So Feed Central is increasingly focusing on quality assurance. LocalAg is our marketplace. It's an Australia-wide marketplace. It's specialising in hay. It's also got seed, machinery, livestock, and other listings. And it's got a verified system for buyers and sellers. So it's not Facebook Marketplace where there's no verification and no payment mechanisms and no contracts. And if you've used the LocalAg Marketplace, you will know that it's very smart. It's a chat-based system, so buyer and sellers are chatting together. And then at the appropriate time, essentially an e-contract or an e-agreement is being put together. And then at the appropriate times, it's prompting the buyer for payment. The buyer pays via a secure escrow system. And when the product is delivered, the funds are released to the seller. So very secure payment, lots and lots of tech, but very easy to use. And that's that. We launched that on the 29th of January this year. Feed Central's LocalAg Plus. LocalAg Plus is the full service traditional trading model. It's essentially the traditional trading model that we used to do within Feed Central. So Feed Central's Local Ag Plus is we handle all the inquiries, we handle all the negotiations, we handle all the contracts and all the freight, and we handle all the payments. And it's ideal for larger contracts. It's ideal for multiple loads, and of course and it's very much ideal for people that just don't want to use the platform. And the full sales team is certainly in place as always has been, led by Dave, but also Alex, Anthony, and Nev are very much sitting in that local ag space and local ag plus and working one-on-one with clients over the phone, up the driveway to deliver that premium service in within local ag plus. So where some of the key features of local ag, of the marketplace, is the ability to search very specifically for fodder. They can the buyers love it because they can go right down to searching for protein and energy. So if there's a dairy farmer wanting 20-10 hay, 20% protein, 10 megajoules of hay in a large square bale, they can go right down and do that. It was interesting. We took away delivered prices off the platform for a little while, and we had to bring it back really, really quickly. There was very strong feedback that the buyers were looking for delivered prices. So we brought the delivered prices back. It's now fully up and running within the local ag platform. And so you'll see on the middle screen there, the middle screenshot there, this is the mobile view on a mobile. So it's very clear on a mobile, works brilliantly within the app. And you've got the X-Farm price and you've got an indicative delivered price based on the location. You can see there that this particular supplier is verified for payment. So he's secure. He's gone through his registration requirements to ensure that he's got secure bank account details, and the ability for fraud is extremely limited. And this particular supplier has also had the full quality assurance package, which gives buyers lots and lots of certainty. The fuel gauge obviously shows the visual grading, and the feed test. This has got a protein of 4 and an energy of 6.79. So, and it's a wheat straw, so of a FCB grade. They can see all of that on the screenshot. They can then dig in for more detail. The buyer and then seller and then initiate the chat on local ag, which is almost essentially similar to a text message, where buyers and sellers are chatting, and you can see there when they're ready to create a deal, they create the draft deal. So it's a great little system. It's been fully tested. It got fully tested with the dry period in Southern Australia this year, and there were a few bugs that we would have, anyone would expect, and nothing extra out of the ordinary. All those bugs are totally fixed, and we've got some feedback that the coders will continue to work on to make a couple of things a little bit easier. But it's certainly off and running. So in the 8 months since launch, the 7.5 months since launch, there's been more than 13,000 messages sent across the platform. There's more than 550 agreements. There's been over 2,000 users use the platform, 2,000 app downloads, 20,000 visits to the website in the last month, and more than 75,000 tons of hay traded across the system, and nearly $20 million worth of business. So, we were very, very fortunate that we had an existing business to pull it out of. Starting a platform from scratch would be extremely difficult. But we were very, very lucky that we had 20 plus years of relationships, and so many of our growers and so many of our buyers backed us and trusted us and moved with us to the local ag platform. And we're very, very grateful and appreciative of that support.